Well, hey folks, this is John with Ozarks Backroads with you. We're back out in the Ozarks again today, out in the woods. We've got our 2024 Kawasaki KLX300 with us today. Got it all loaded up with our survival gear. We're out for an expedition. We're going to ride some creeks and streams today that some of them I've ridden before, and I've got a couple of streams or creeks that I've never been on. So it should be interesting. I know there's a lot of river or a lot of creek crossings we have to do, so we'll see how we get along. We got some things to discuss. I invite you all to stick around. We'll take a ride on the Kawasaki here in southern Missouri, Ozarks.
All right, let's get mounted up here on our KLX. We've got our Tusk rackless luggage system strapped onto the bike today. Got a dry sack here with some camera gear, and then this is a tool bag. I got things I need to change tubes if I have a flat or something, and then a pump and some other things, some tubes in here. So we're ready to go. Beautiful day. Got the Kawasaki looking pretty good. It looks like there's a lot of stuff on it, but it's really not that heavy. We're doing okay. Got a little water in this stream. It's moving pretty nicely. Not crazy, but at least there is some water in it. So I picked out some new trails today. I've got to go over some places that I've been on, but to get to them, there's going to be quite a bit of new roads and stuff, and a couple of new little streams that I've never been on before. A little farther down here. This right here is always wet. There's always water running out right here. Oh, I wore my waterproof boots today, so my feet won't get wet. Last couple of times I've been out over this way, my feet always got wet. This creek right here has been all in this road. Last fall, I'm sure. Looks like they've been working on it, patching up the places that washed away. It's dry now, pretty much. Which way are we going? That says private road, so I guess we'll go this way. This bike's really easy to shift without using the clutch. Just let the throttle off a little bit and it'll click right into the next gear. Same going down, give it a little blip and it'll downshift for you. Pretty handy on those, if you get on those hill climbs, you really can't open your hand up to get a hold of the clutch. You need to hang on to the bar while you can shift it without the clutch. We'll be heading out to Death Valley National Park there on the Nevada-California border. We'll be heading down there in April, I think about 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. We'll be leaving out. So that's not too far off. I got to start thinking about going through all my camping gear and getting everything cleaned up and sorted, ready to go. Be hauling the KLX, be taking it out on the trailer. Google says it's 1,450 miles from the world headquarters to, we're setting up base camp in Beatty, Nevada. It's kind of on the eastern edge of the park. That's a pretty good haul, 1,450 miles. That's 2 days. I'll have to stop and probably get a room somewhere. Try to get some sleep. Another little stream. Oh yeah, check this hard rock bottom out. This is excellent. Huh.
'Huh.
Nice and clean, cleaned off by the floods. No gravel hanging around on top of that. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the trip out to Death Valley. That's going to be fun. I've got a couple of guys I ride with out in Oklahoma are going to meet me out there, and another fella from the other side of Death Valley there in California, a viewer. He's going to come out and show us around a little bit. Should be pretty cool. Which way are we going here? I believe we're going this way. Ooh, there's a dead armadillo. That's the best kind of armadillos, those dead ones. Don't hate me because I don't like armadillos, but I just don't. Woo, we're down in it now. You bet. This is it right here. More of this, please. Wow. This looks like something off the Wizard of Oz. In the scary forest. Yeah, I bet this road really got soft when all that snow melted. This last snow we had 5 or 6 inches, which is enough to really mess these roads up. I don't know what it is about snow, but you can get 2 or 3 inches of rain and it really doesn't mess with the roads. As soon as it quits raining, the next day they're fine. Man, you get 3 or 4 inches of snow that melts on these roads and they just fall apart. I mean, they turn to mush. I don't understand all that, but it's just the way it is. Uh-oh, we got a limb down here. Looks like they put a little rock on that, try to keep it from washing away. I guess it worked. Road's still here. Yeah, this is really cool. Really deep. Deep sand. Alright. No water in that. There's a spring right here. You can see the watercress growing all in that. Right about here, it looks like. Right there, where the spring comes up, starts its way. That whole bottom's, it looks like springs are coming up in that. A lot of watercress in there. Huh. That's the way it is when you get along the creeks and streams and stuff. There's a lot of springs here in the Ozark. Yeah, that's full of watercress right there. Oh, and right here too. So it's coming from... Okay, that is the spring. The biggest spring is right there. Coming out of that hole under that bluff. Look at all that watercress. So this section here that we're entering right now, I've never been on this. This is going to be all new from here on out. Now that's a scary looking, that's a scary looking tree trunk right there. Oh man. Looks like they've worked on it already and it's left it hanging out over the road. Kind of soft right here, I would say, from the looks of those ruts. Full of water. Awesome. An actual bridge with real water in the creek and everything. It's nice to have a bridge though. Two bridges. Doesn't get any better than that. Another little feeder stream feeding right into this one down here. That's got green moss on it. That's always fun. Farm fresh eggs for sale. Oh yeah, they got the chickens. Wonder if they've escaped the bird flu. They got a little creek running through their front yard. They're living the life. I would say. Some more creek. Yeah, I would say the water levels are pretty low right now. You wouldn't be able to do this. Some of this I wouldn't be able to get through on a normal spring. I wouldn't even consider it. This is just oh man. It's just what you think it is, like riding up a creek. Ooh, and it's soft. Well, I'm going to get my bike washed off. There won't be no mud on it. Get up here and see who's causing all this trouble. Right here. Here's the source of the problem. The creek, instead of going down the creek, it's turned. It's going down the road. This is the red slime right here. If I put my feet on that, it's pretty slick. You don't want to mess with that. Show it some respect. Save yourself some grief. Well, that was fun. That was just riding up the creek in soft gravel with good boots on. My feet are dry. I'm really impressed. It's daffodil or jonquil, Easter lily season. They've all popped up in the last week or so. There's a house here. There was probably an old house place here before. The early settlers were really big about planting those Easter lilies around their houses. So if you like to metal detect, find stuff in old house places, you can come out this time in the spring when the Easter lilies are up. You can ride these old roads along these creeks and stuff where the early settlers settled. You'll find a big bunch of Easter lilies growing. There may not be a house there anymore, but if you get out and you get off and really take a look, you'll find an old house place. Great place to metal detect. And they're easy to find in the spring because they're going to have those Easter lilies, those jonquils, growing where the old houses were. Here's another hole. Who'd have thought it would have been soft as well? Yeah, this road is just about to get washed out. Big old deep washed out ditches on both sides. Yeah, the KLX, I've kind of neglected it here. The last couple of months, haven't been out much with it. Been messing with the Transalp, trying to get it up to spec. The Transalp's an interesting bike. Really a nice motorcycle. It's very capable. A lot more capable off-road than you would think. It really does a nice job. The thing about the Transalp is it's pretty cheap, about 10,000 US dollars, list price about 10,000, which isn't much for a full-sized adventure bike. That's really reasonable. But the problem with the Transalp is you don't get nothing. I mean, it's stripped down, plain Jane, bare bones, nothing. The bike has throttle by wire, so you would think you would get cruise control, but not the case. There's no cruise with it. So I've got to add the cruise to it, and it doesn't come with heated grips. And I kind of After having heated grips on my adventure bikes, I kind of think I need that. So I bought the Honda accessory grips and put those on there. It doesn't have any skid plate or anything, and it really needs that. So I wound up buying a belly pan, a skid plate. Also doesn't come with any crash bars, so I had to put crash bars on it to protect the fairings. Doesn't come with a center stand, so I bought a center stand for it. And then I put the side case rack so I can mount my pilot, my soft bags, my pilot panniers onto it, and a rack on top for a top rack plate. So all that stuff has to be added to it to get it up to spec. So all in right now, I'm up around $12,000. A couple of thousand, close to $2,000 with accessories on a $10,000 motorbike. So that's about 20% added on to the price. But for even at $12,000, it's a very nice motorcycle. It's definitely worth it. I'm quite impressed with it. All right, we got a pretty good crossing right here. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be really soft. Let's give her a go. No, that's not bad. Wasn't soft at all. You just never know. I thought that gravel I'd just sink down in it. What do we got here? Another little stream. Check it out, man. This is nice. That is sweet. I like that. It's slick. It's got the red moss on this on the rock. Huh. Interesting. Oh, this is a fish farm. I saw this on a map. It's a fish farm. I'm going to say catfish, more than likely. These are catfish ponds. Man, check this creek out. This is really sweet. Look at that thing. That is nice. Yeah, I saw this fish farm. There was a couple of them along through here of fish farms. So I'm going to say those are catfish ponds. I could be wrong. That could be some other kind of fish, but that's a pretty nice spread right there. Huh. Catfish farming must be really good. See if we can get over this without sliding out from under us. Well, I'm glad to see all of these concrete crossings. Here's some chunk rock they've laid in here to keep the road from washing out. Yeah, that's extra chunky. This looks extra soft right here. Yeah, it was. Boy, there's a swimming hole right there. Look at that. Complete with a little bluff to jump off of and everything. Wow, this is rougher than a cat's tongue right through here. Really rough. Rough and almost in the creek. Uh-oh. Looks like the good times are over. This I can get over. Boy, they've really been working on this to try to keep this road here. Look at all this concrete. They've just been dumping it out of a truck. They've dumped these giant rocks in here and then just dumped concrete on top. Try to build up a berm here to keep the creek from taking this road out. Looks like it was not really successful. I have to be reminded of my limitations from time to time to keep me humble. Because it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in so many ways. Be really easy to drop a bike in this. Now we see what see what this creek has to offer up on down here. I'm sure it's not done with us. A big hole of water. That seems appropriate. Come on. There we go. Now we've met up with another road. Probably would have been easier to have taken the other road. But it wouldn't have been as fun. That's pretty cool. No doubt about where the creek used to reside back in the day. That is really a sweet bluff. Wonder if a caveman used that to jump in the creek back in the day. That would be nice. Nice bridge right here. Oh man, look at that. This is like something in a postcard. Another nice bridge. Nice enough, anyhow. Nice by our standards. It's not gravel. Beautiful. Yep. Well, I'm back in familiar territory now. I know where I'm at. We're going to run down here to Rockbridge and try to score some lunch. I may be too late. I don't know what time they quit serving lunch. All right, we've made it to a familiar bridge. I think most people, if you've watched the channel, are going to recognize this bridge over Bryant Creek here. Beautiful spot. I love this. This old bridge, I'm not too wild about this bridge, but it's pretty, but it's dangerous. Kids swim in this in the summer. This is a nice swimming hole. They get sucked into these. These are not, these were designed back at the turn of the century, and safety was not a big concern on the design right here. They need to replace it. I wish they would. We've made it to Rockbridge, the resort, Rainbow Trout Ranch. It's a nice place. Got an old mill down here. It's a beautiful place. Good place to eat lunch. I like to stop in here when I'm down in this part of the country. I'm hoping I'm not too late today. The old mill got damaged in our last flood. A tree came into the second story on the back side of it back there and tore it up. That's how high the creek was, second story of that mill. So yeah, it was actually the very top of the second story. It was really big water. Behind the big mill here's the mill, the dam, built back in the about the turn of the century, early 1900s, 1910s probably, something like that. Pretty cool. When the creek got up, the last flood we had in the fall, right up here, this corner up here got knocked out by a tree that came down the creek, slammed into the mill right here. Now they've got it fixed up. They've got some makeshift scaffolding here where they've been working on it. They've already replaced it, but it tore that all up pretty good. I don't know how high that is, but it's probably 25 to 30 feet above the creek where that tree slammed into the mill there. It's a pretty good flood. All right, we had a nice lunch. They told me I was exactly on time for lunch, so I felt pretty good about that. Working my way back to the world headquarters here. The day's about to get away from us. We've actually got water over the bridge here. That's cool. This is usually dry. It's good to see. Wow, this one's got water on it too. This is pretty amazing. I've got several videos I've shot right here where this is just bone dry. It's good to see some water in it. Ooh. Water over this creek as well, over this bridge as well. Huh. Big old tree that got uprooted and washed down the creek in the flood. It's kind of been the theme of things today. Seen a lot of that. Well, folks, I appreciate y'all hanging with me for 15 or 20 minutes. I've spent all day. It's been a wonderful day riding here in the Ozarks. I think I was a little bit overdue, maybe having some withdrawal symptoms. Good for me to get out. I hope you enjoyed the trip. I would like to remind everybody to come out on June 27th, 8th, and 9th. We're having the Ozarks Backroads meet and greet in Eminence, Missouri. We're going to go get together, take some rides in the government woods over there at Eminence, some of the most beautiful country we have. That's the weekend before the 4th of July weekend. I hope to see y'all there, and I hope to shake your hand. I invite y'all to come back and see me. We'll jump on something and go somewhere. Till I catch up with you again, y'all take care of yourselves. We'll catch you next time.